Hey everybody, it's Mr. Matt, and I want to welcome you to Everybody Arts. Today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different than what we normally do. I'm going to be telling you about three of my favorite YouTube channels. So the first channel we're going to talk about today is the Jim Bob Drawing Show. It's a channel they haven't posted anything for about a year, but it's two guys. First one's Bobby Chew, and the second guy is Jim Bryson. Jim Bryson, he's the co-creator of Nico and the Sword of Light, which he did with Bobby Chew. It's a show that's on Amazon Prime right now. They had a second season that just came out. I'm not sure exactly when, which is really cool. Got an Emmy. Yeah, as I said, the website itself is a little older. They haven't updated it since June of 2018, I want to say. And the number of subscribers is pitifully low. It's under 4,000. And for the content that they have on here, which is absolutely amazing, they really deserve quite a bit more. If you've ever seen any of my videos that were called Let's Draw Fridays, I don't do them anymore because during coronavirus, when we were doing distance learning and schooling at home, it was at the point where we were just starting our channel here, and I was not very good at editing and and just trying to figure out what to do with our channel. And I was also not very good at teaching or helping my kids with their schoolwork. And I wasn't before either, but everything was just kind of piled up, and I had to let something go, so I had to only post once a week. But I'm trying to make sure that those videos are better and cut them down a little bit so that they're not super long and the content's a little more fun. But anyways, enough about me. We're here to talk about Jim Bob Drawing Show right now. The Jim Bob Drawing Show is pretty awesome. And again, that's where I got my idea for Let's Draw Friday, because what they do is they have two jars and they have a noun and an adjective, and they pull a random word out of each jar, and that's what they draw for the week. Jim Bryson is the illustrator. He does the drawings based on those words, and occasionally he'll have some trouble coming up with ideas. If he does, he'll do preliminary sketches just to kind of work out things, where things are going to be laid out, how things like that. Because these are more exercises into imagination and creativity and things like that, and they're not spending like days, weeks, months working on these projects, but the things that they come up with are amazing. And if he does get stuck, Bobby Chew always offers him words of encouragement, gives him ideas, things to work off of, and their relationship, the way they work together and inspire each other, that's really inspirational to me. And that's one of the things I really appreciate about the show. And they offer words of encouragement not only to each other, but to other people that are watching, which is really cool too. Bobby Chew is like one of my favorite artists, I should say. Once Jim Bryson is done with the illustration, he hands it off to Bobby Chew. They email it however they do it. And then Bobby Chew either gets it already scanned or scans it and then colors it. And it's just brilliant the way he colors. He does it in Photoshop. And it's just, the colors are gorgeous. He just is amazing with the things that he does. And he does it quickly. And all these videos are like 3-4 minutes, some of them 3 minutes long. And the things that they come up with are amazing. I mean, I just sit there with my mouth open half the time watching these, just in awe of how great and creative and inspiring these pieces of artwork are. You really have to watch at least a couple just to see. They're just phenomenal. I also want to take a quick second to talk about Bobby Chew. If you ever look behind us, there's this book called Unusual Unicorns. It's something that Bobby Chew wrote. He said when he was a kid, unicorns were real magical, beautiful things, and now they've taken on this like tacky persona, and he wanted to bring back some of the magic that's like from his forward. So he created this book of unicorns, and it shows just how creative he can be and the things that he brings to the artwork, and how childlike and his thinking is and his imagination is. And he, as you saw, he had other artists draw in his book. One of them was Jim Bryson, who was on the Jim Bob Drawing Show, obviously. Following up the Jim Bob Drawing Show, we have another channel called Andymation, and the creator on that channel, his name is Andy Bailey, and he works for Leica Studios as an animator. Leica Studios does a lot of stop motion movies, amazing stop motion movies, and I wish more studios would do things like this, but boy, Leica is just great, and Andy brings all of that expertise and finesse and patience that it takes to animate stop motion into flipbooks, and that's what his YouTube channel is all about, really, flipbooks, and it's really fun to watch. If you look at what he's doing right now, I mean, he's animating it's kind of a scene inspired from the Avengers, where Spider-Man was disintegrating. A lot of people had mentioned that about a previous flipbook that he had done, and so he's like, oh, I want to see if I can do that a little better and kind of clean that up for you. So he's doing that. Here is some of the animation that he did at Box Trolls, anything that's in colors, stuff that he did. But yeah, he worked in a lot of films over at Leica. Pretty great stuff. His YouTube channel is pretty exclusively flipbooks, and when I was teaching, not teaching, I was teaching's a strong word for me. I try to teach. I'm not a very good teacher. I pretty much just show kids what I know, and I remember when I was doing second grade, showing them art and trying to get them interested, involved in art. I was volunteering over there. Flipbooks was their favorite thing, and they loved it to death. And we showed them some of Andymation stuff, and they absolutely adored it. And they couldn't get enough, so I had to do it a couple of times for them. But that was their favorite thing, and I enjoyed it too. I come from an animation background, and yeah, look at this. This flipbook that he's doing now, it took 35 days to finish. But yeah, I love Andymation. That's a great channel. Moving on. My daughter wanted me to put that cow there. This guy is fantastic. The last guy that I want to talk about. His name is TheCrafsMan, and the name of his channel is SteadyCraftin.
Hello and welcome to the TheCrafsMan Show. My name is your host, TheCrafsMan.
He does a lot of things that kids wouldn't be able to do,
So that right there is actually on fire, so I gotta put that out.
And
in a previous episode, I mentioned something to y'all about this next one gonna be dangerous. Hold up, what's this doing? We don't need that. In this episode, we finna melt down some metal.
He's very down to earth. He's a sweet guy, and it's just so much fun to watch. He creates his own toys.
The actual thing I'm working on right now is I'm going to extend that little peg out about twice that amount. I'm gonna come out another 5 millimeters or so, and that way that peg, it can stay up in there real good in that body. We're going to use magnets, but that's expensive.
He has a hand puppet that he uses as instead of like showing his face.
Hello, and welcome to the TheCrafsMan Show. My name is your host, TheCrafsMan.
He works in a shed out in the woods that he's shown. It's pretty crazy. I don't even know how he gets power out there. He said he doesn't get a lot of power, so he can't like do a lot of big things out in the woods. Man, but he's just such a joy.
And this is my workshop. There right there.
It's too hard to explain why it's so great to watch, but you watch it and your heart melts. It makes you calm. But for kids, they're gonna watch it and they're just gonna be like, wow. And he's got so many toys on the wall, and he loves action figures.
I got some designer figurines that people have sent to me, toys and things. Probably showed y'all this the most is my action figures collection in Star Wars. And
He likes to make music. He's just all over the place, but boy, is he fun.
is if y'all ever try to shell a hickory nut, they are slap hard to crack. Just about got to get you a hammer. A squirrel has got enough jaw power that they could just crack open a hickory nut like no problem. Like, yeah, this is what I do every day, craftsman, eating hickory nuts. That is crazy the way squirrels designed to be able to do that right there. Since I'm making a 2-part mold, I'm gonna take me some clay, knead it, squish and mush it.
The Craftsman is one of the reasons I started needle felting with Emma and Eric. I saw him do it, and his explanations of it were just amazing.
This probably is the most violent yet relaxing probably craft that you can do. Craftsman, you mean to tell me that you ain't been needle felting but about 2 or 3 days and you think you can do a video about it? Well, I'm not an expert at this, but I ain't even an expert at things I've been doing for 10, 20, 30 years, you know what I'm saying? So I want to show y'all that even just with a little experience that, you can make something.
And I just loved it. And I said, I got to try that. And it was just as fun and just calming and mellow and absorbing as he was saying it was. Man, and every time he does something, I'm like, man, I got to try that. I really want to try that. Yeah, so those are the 3 that I really wanted you to check out because I really enjoy those guys. Again, it's the Jim Bob Drawing Show, Andymation, and TheCrafsMan SteadyCraftin. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. They're very straightforward, very fun, and yeah, they're great. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'll probably make more of them. So that's it. Be good to each other, and I will see you next week. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.